Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to part 2 of spooky season. Thank you so much for joining me. Today's video is going to be the Halloween tag that I think you've probably seen a lot of YouTubers doing, or a lot of YouTubers will do over Halloween. And I thought for the beginning, to ease us in, I thought it'd be quite a fun way for you guys to get to know me a bit more. I would love it if you guys would answer the questions as well in the comment boxes. Let me know what your answers would be. And yeah, I just thought it would be fun because on Monday I have just finished filming a pretty creepy true crime video. I'm not going to tell you which one it is, but if you are a fan of the American Horror Stories series, then you may recognise it when you see it, so look out for that one on Monday. But for right now, let's get into the Halloween tag. Question number 1 is favourite horror or Halloween themed song. Okay, so for me, do you know what song I love? I Put a Spell on You. I listen to that all year round. That is not just a Halloween song, that is such a classic, right? But I think my favourite, because it reminds me of being a kid, has got to be the Monster Mash. How can you not love the Monster Mash? Question 2. Name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or an abandoned building. Now, you see, years ago I would have said vampires. As a kid, oh my god, I was terrified of vampires. Like, the fear was real. I used to think, I remember as a kid, I used to have it prepared, like if there was a vampire outside my house, I don't invite them in, they can't come in and hurt you if they're not invited in and stuff. But then as an adult, I grew up and started watching, what did I watch? True Blood. You get to a certain age where you start hoping you're going to bump into a vampire, if they look like the vampires out of that show, for sure. But the thing that I probably wouldn't want to run, so as a kid it would have been a vampire. Now, I don't know, serial killer, I'm guessing. I feel like, because if it's a serial killer, they're probably, especially if they're like well into their run, they're probably going to be not too, they know that the end is near, so they've got nothing to lose. So yeah, no, that would be, and then I'd have to try and fight somebody, and that sounds like an awful lot of work. Question number 3. Have you ever played with a Ouija board? No, I haven't. I am a believer in Ouija boards. I think that they are quite dangerous. I think that the fact that, I don't know if you ever noticed or seen online, that they're very often sold like with toys, like a board game type of thing. So that bothers me. But no, I've never ever done a Ouija board. I don't plan on doing a Ouija board. I have no interest in waking up any demons or anything like that. Okay, question 4 is favourite horror monster or villain? Ooh, favourite horror monster. I'm going to say Dracula, purely because although he would like rip you to shreds, I feel like he'd be quite a gentleman beforehand, so I like that. So let's go on to question number 5. The creepiest thing that's ever happened while you were alone. Creepiest things ever happened while I was alone. You guys know, if you've watched my channel before, I've done several videos about spirits and things like that I've seen as a kid. Creepiest thing. Probably the thing that freaked me out the most was when I was about 14 and I was at home alone. Maybe 14, 15, I can't remember. And I was in the kitchen and the kettle flicked on by itself, and that terrified me. That terrified me to the point where I literally just curled up into a ball underneath the countertop and waited until I heard my dad come in. Okay, question number 6 is, if you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? Absolutely. I'm so into that sort of stuff. I'm the person that's like, let's go on TripAdvisor to find the spookiest place and book that. In fact, the only problem that I would have is finding somebody who would go with me, because I wouldn't want to do it by myself. But yeah, absolutely, I'm into that. Question 7, are you superstitious? I am superstitious. I think superstitions definitely run through families, don't they? If your parents are superstitious, then you generally are. So I remember my parents would be like saluting magpies, and you don't walk under ladders, and don't put new shoes on tables, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, definitely. Question number 8, do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? Yes. Yes. I don't really know what else to say other than yes. Yes, I do. Question 9 is, which urban legend scares you the most? Ooh. I think the one that scared me the most, and that was because as a kid we tried to play this game, is the Candyman. Yeah, that still creeps me out. But actually, as I've gotten older, and I'm really recently actually have started to look more into the Japanese urban legends. I think I've done a video on the Kuchisake Ana myth, and yeah, the Japanese ones are far scarier than any other ones, I think. But yeah, I think for me, Candyman was the one that creeped me out the most. Number 10, do you prefer gore or thrillers? I'm probably more of a thriller girl. I think, honestly, when it comes to those types of films, I much prefer the older, the 70s and the 80s kind of horror movies anyway. I think a lot of films nowadays have gore in them just for shock value, and they're not really that great. But yeah, I definitely prefer a thriller. I think your imagination is far more powerful than just seeing someone with their guts hanging out. So yeah, for me it would definitely be thrillers. Do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? I don't know. I guess I never really thought about it, to be fair. I believe that there is more to this world than more to this world than just what you and I can see, what we experience. So who knows? I haven't never really thought about it. I believe in heaven and hell. Does that count? 12. Have you ever made any potions? Didn't we all do that as kids? I remember my mum used to go mad at me every time I went for a bath, because I used to like mix all the shampoos and shower gels and stuff and pretend that I was making potions. But yeah, I think we've all tried to do that, haven't we? With petals and flowers, and you set your intentions and stuff, unless I was just a really odd child, which maybe. Question 13, do you get scared easily? Not by horror sort of ghosty type stuff. No, it's been a part of my life always, so no, not really. I think I'm more likely to get scared of real people than anything paranormal. 14, have you ever played Bloody Mary? Yes. Nothing happened. 15, do you believe in demons or the devil? Yes, absolutely. I think you can't believe in angels and not believe in demons as well. There's always light and shade in everything, so yes. I don't think that I've come across a demon per se, but you know, who knows? Still time. 16. You're home alone, you hear footsteps in your house, what do you do? What kind of footsteps? If it is like spirit footsteps, then I probably wouldn't do an awful lot. I remember this one time when I was living with my ex before I had kids and things, and he was working on a night shift, so I was home alone, and I always used to say to him, text me when you're on the way home so that I know when I hear the door that it's you. And this one night I woke up to the sound of very heavy footed steps. It was a flat that we lived in, and it had wooden floors, so it was really, really loud. And I checked my phone and there was no message, and so I panicked, like I was so scared, and I dived up out of the bed. And at the time we hadn't moved in very long, so we were decorating, and so there was a screwdriver on the side, so I grabbed a screwdriver and kind of hid up against the wall so that if they came in the door I would be able to see them before they saw me. And anyway, the footsteps kept coming up the hallway, the bedroom door opened, and then in walks my ex. And honestly, I was probably about this close to stabbing the guy. And when I realised it was him, I literally collapsed on the bed, like, and started sobbing. I was so scared. So yeah, that's what I would do if I hear footsteps, is grab a screwdriver and, you know, start praying. Okay, question 17. If you could wear one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would it be? Oh my god, witch. Original witch. Like, there is no other costume. I've dabbled in like a vampire every now and again, but no, witch. Always witch for me. Always has been, always will be. Question 18. Would you ever go to a graveyard at night? Yes. I think, you know, there's spirits and stuff in there in the day as well as in the night, so if you're gonna go, what does it matter? Question 19. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick or treating? Obviously I have 2 kids, so we go trick or treating, and I love to do that. My village, I think in the UK, the UK doesn't really, it's getting better, but we don't really embrace Halloween as much as like the States do. And when I moved to this village, the kids and I have been here years now, loads and loads of houses, they all decorate all the fronts of their houses, and it's really, really nice. And I love walking around, like literally the whole village comes out and goes trick-or-treating, so that's really nice. So I do love to do that with the kids. But if it was just me, if I didn't have the kids with me, then it'd be a bit weird if I went trick-or-treating by myself. So I would definitely go to a Halloween party. Okay, question 20. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? Well, I've got an older brother, so I would have been quite young. In fact, I remember there was one time when my parents were really good friends with our neighbours, and so all the adults had gone into our house, and then all the kids had gone into the neighbour's house, and my brother and some of his friends had put a horror film on. I can't even remember which one it was, but I remember running. I mean, it's literally, you're talking a 3-second run from their house to mine, and being so scared and hammering on the door for them to let me in. So yeah, I would have probably only have been about, I don't know, probably about 9 or 10. So thanks for that, Brendan. And we're going to finish up with question 21. If you could have a spooky Halloween pet, like a black cat, an owl, a bat, a rat, or a wolf, what would you pick? Not a rat or a bat. They're out. Does a wolf turn into a man, or is it just a wolf? You know, I think I'd probably go black cat. Plus, if I'm going to be a witch for every Halloween for the rest of my life, then I need to have the black cat, right? Okay, so that is the Halloween tag questions. Remember to put your answers down below so I can compare them to mine. Remember to come back on Monday for the American Horror Story themed true crime case, which is super interesting. Give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.